Hi, I'm Hailey Smith,
Hi, I'm Linda Smith.
and this is my mom, and she is the person that I'm going to be interviewing. So, the first question is, how did you choose my name?
Me and your dad read a lot of books and went over many names, such as Morgan, Paige, Ella, and he was being very difficult. He vetoed most of them, and we finally agreed on Hailey.
I don't understand why, but okay. What was I like as a baby and as a young child?
As a baby, you were a good baby. You were a very large baby.
Very large.
Very large. Had to feed you a lot, starting 2 days after the hospital. But you were a good baby. You slept through the night for the most part. You ate good. You weren't colicky. Colicky.
I don't know what that word means.
It means crabby babies.
Oh.
So for the most part, you were good. And then as you got older, you got into a little trouble here and there. Were very clumsy. Falling off of staircases and things like that. But you were a good girl. Didn't get into much trouble until you were older.
Mom! Okay, what were my siblings like?
Oh, your brother. Well, your brother was a lot more trouble. Much bigger handful. He was a good boy, but needed a lot more attention than you did.
Yeah, because I've been independent since birth.
No. And other than when he smacked you in the head with a baseball bat, I think that was, other than that, he was good too.
Okay, so what were the hardest moments you had when I was growing up?
Probably didn't have many hard moments until middle school started. Then you didn't care for school so much, and every year it got worse and worse with all the cliques and the bullying. High school every year got extremely worse, and when you didn't want to go to school anymore, those were probably the hardest days and the hardest years since you've been born.
Yeah, but those years, I think they made us grow together.
Yes. Yeah.
Because when I was in therapy, I learned to express myself better.
Yeah, therapy did help. Absolutely. Learned how to stand up for yourself a little bit more too.
Yeah. If you could do everything again, would you raise me differently?
I wouldn't spoil you as much.
Mom!
I wouldn't spoil you nearly as much.
Why not?
Other than that, maybe drag you to church a little bit more. But other than that, spoil you so much? No, I don't think there's too much I would change.
I like being spoiled.
I know.
What advice would you give me about raising my own kids?
Don't spoil them as much.
Mom!
Don't give them a pacifier.
Yeah, I know.
And just pay attention to them. Make them feel as loved as they can be. And
Don't yell at them, because yelling does nothing.
yeah, yell sometimes, because that sometimes is the only time that they listen. But just pay attention to them and listen and just love them.
Okay. What are your dreams for me?
That you become successful and that you follow your dreams and that you get everything that you strive for. Work towards your goals. Work hard. Don't be spoiled. Get a good job and just be happy.
Okay. So, I already know, but how did you meet Dad? Is that the full story I hear?
Well, the full story is I used to be a very different person from the person you know right now.
Oh.
And my best friend at the time had had enough of me being in seclusion for the most part and dragged me out one night to the bar, yes. And because she had a crush on your dad and she wanted to introduce me, and we walked in and that's how we met. I saw him across the bar. She pointed him out. I said, "Ill."
Mom!
And here we are, 20 plus years later.
Nice. And the last question I'm going to ask is, are you proud of me?
Very proud. Through everything, all your struggles, all those years in school, all the problems, all the betrayals by so-called friends, you've learned and you've pushed through, and you've made me very proud.
Yay. My mommy. So, that's my interview. Bye.
Bye.